I would like to share with all of you Google Forms. It's a great tool for assessments for students, and it's a really, really great tool. So I would like to show you an example of how to create a Google form and then what a finished product might look like. So you have to have a Google account, but Google accounts are free. So if you don't have one, you can create one. It only takes about 5 minutes. You just go to Google and you create an account. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to click the icons and I'm going to go to my Google Drive, which is where you would keep your Google Docs, your spreadsheets, things like that. So if I have not created a Google Drive before, I would click New, and then typically it's under More and it's Google Forms. So you could name the quiz or the test, whatever you'd like to, up in here, and you would just type in the name of your form or your quiz. You could do different types of questions, so multiple choice, text, check boxes, so if there's more than one answer, check all that apply. Scale, so you could actually have the kids scale if you're wanting to know how they feel about a certain standard or their own mastery. If it was language arts or as a constructed response, you'd actually have a spot for paragraph text. So a bunch of, again, different options for you to choose from. When you get done with your first question, a couple of things that you can do. You can add a page break. So if you don't want multiple questions on a page, or you could add, again, paragraph, different options there. So when you wanted to add a new question, if you want them to have to answer the question, click required question, and then they have to use it. Let's say we want to do a multiple choice next. So I would add a multiple choice, add other as an option, where they could write in their own answer. Again, required question. So you'd go through and you would create this form. When you get done, you can embed it if you have a class website or you want to put it in eClass. You can view your live form, which is where you actually get to see what the form is. One thing that I want to stress, especially the first time you go through on your Google Forms, is you want to make sure that you have a question that asks them, what is your name? So that when you get the data, you know who the test belongs to. I would suggest making a question about their first name and their last name. That way you can organize the data based on last name. That would be up to you, but that would be a suggestion that I would have. So I'm going to go back to the live form, and you could submit an answer, blah, 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 which form, submit. So I just gave terrible answers, but now it has a response. So you actually go through and you would click summary of responses, and then you can see who responded, or the amount of people that responded and what they responded, what options they responded with. So you can actually get graphs for your class. You can also, with the responses, if someone got on that wasn't supposed to, or if you've got a different class, you could delete the question, or you could delete the responses if you're starting it for another class. You click view responses and it'll actually create an Excel document, or a document similar to Excel, where you can view their responses. It's coming. So you can actually see when they turned it in. So if somebody turned it in while they were at home and it was supposed to be an assignment completed at school, you could talk to them about that. And the name of the question would go up here and the responses would go here. So, which is really, really cool. You can also, I'm going to go to one that I've already created. So if you will excuse me, I need to go back to my drive. So this is a math quiz that I've created for my students. So again, what is your last name? What is your first name? A multiple choice for them, and then a review if they got it wrong. So I actually, if they got the question wrong, I created a link to a video for them to watch to review before they move on. Another multiple choice, again, if they got it wrong, they have to review one more time, and so on and so forth. Here's a fill in the blank where they'd actually have to fill in the correct answer, another fill in the blank instead of multiple choice, and then two more fill in the blanks. So I put page breaks in. That's why it says page 5 of 8. So they only get one per page, or one question or two short questions per page, because my students seem to do better with less questions per page. So, and with this one, I've had 17 responses, so I can actually, see what my students have done due to confidentiality and the fact that their last names are included. I'm not going to pull that up, but it is again, it's a very quick way to get an idea of where your class is at, to also remediate and differentiate based on the needs. So you could even set it up to where, based on if they got a wrong answer, they got an easier question. So you could see where their level of understanding is, or if it was just a mistake, or, you really need to get back to basics, which is really, really cool as a teacher. And the live form for this would be right here. So, what is your first name? Fill it out, and go on to the next page. So they have multiple pages of data to fill out, not just the one. Again, I really, really like Google Forms as a quick way to get feedback on how your class is doing and how they're learning. You can share it, you can embed it. So if I wanted to embed it, I would click embed. And this is, now it's embedded. So, or now I'd copy and paste this into my eClass page, and then the students don't have to go anywhere to do this because I've embedded it into my website.